Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods, Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Monday, November 9th, 2020. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. One of the things that we haven't talked about since the Pro League returned from COVID is the lack of a crowd inside of these arenas. Now, I know that might seem like a huge deal for bodybuilding, and at some of these smaller venues, the crowd is less of a factor. But in huge theaters like where we normally hold the Olympia, the crowd is a huge part of the experience. But on the flip side of the crowd equation, we also have athletes like Hunter Labrada, who've never competed in front of a sellout audience because he was only on a pro stage once before when he won the Tampa Pro. For him, the no crowd thing might actually be an advantage because it removes some of the nerves involved with doing something as big as competing in the Olympia. Or maybe I'm completely wrong on both accounts, and it'll have a bigger impact than we all think. The truth is that no one knows yet, but it is just one more interesting note in a year that's had more of them than in any recent memory. One of my favorite works of Carl Jung is something known as the shadow theory. According to Jung, the shadow side of our personality is instinctual and reactive, and it's one of the primary forces that drives man to strive towards continuous improvement. But when you've been operating on a level that Pecini is right now, you can throw the whole theory thing out the window because continuous improvement is the name of the game. Over the weekend, the reigning and defending Bikini Olympia champ was spotted training shoulders out in California, where she happened to run into Hall of Fame trainer Charles Glass, who gave her a few pearls of wisdom to help with her first title defense. Even though she hasn't been on a stage since she won the Bikini International back in March, I think we have enough video evidence to know that she's coming to Vegas riding a hot hand. And history tells us that riding the hot hand in this division is almost always a sure bet. Since we just mentioned Charles Glass in the last segment, I thought now would be a good time to slip in this Ahmed El Dasani update, since he's also posted up in California as he's getting ready to make a strong run at the 212 Olympia title. Ahmed's team released a handful of videos a few days ago that show him training with Charles Glass and IFBB pro Mo Shaban, who both look like they're doing their part to give Ahmed the extra push he needs to land in the top 5. When we talk about the top group in this division, we always throw out the Kamals and the Georges and the Sean Claritas, but Ahmed's definitely done enough to warrant being lumped into that mix. And since there are still so many variables at play here, it's not that far-fetched to think that he could be a top 3 finisher this year. Discipline equals freedom is probably my favorite Jocko Willink quote of all time. Those 3 words are really emblematic of this whole extreme ownership philosophy. And they're also the 3 words I would use to describe the zone that Ray Edmonds is in right now. If you've been following his Olympia prep at all, then you've seen Ray gain more and more confidence the closer we get to the show. And I think a lot of that confidence rests on the fact that he's been so disciplined in his approach. When Ray's completely locked in, he's the most terrifying athlete in the division, bar none. He can get to the level that no one else can, and that's what makes him so special. And when you combine that with the fact that he's also ultra disciplined, it creates so much separation from the rest of the pack that it makes it almost impossible for anyone else to catch him. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions, and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.